What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and today we are going to be taking a nice look at some amazing cards. We're going to be taking a quick look at the new archetype coming to TCG, known as the Holy Knights. The Holy Knight archetype is a series of monsters that help support level 7 light attribute dragons. Yeah, level 7 light attribute dragons are getting some shine this time. You will see this in the OCG as part of Section 10. That is the new special pack for them. And it features some really cool support and some really cool archetypes and stuff. We're going to be taking a look at this because there's akin to an old school monster. And that old school monster, funny enough, has a different original name, or its name been translated. And the thing about it is that the reference of Holy Knight is for two things. Holy Knight meaning, sacred warriors, and the other is, of course, is Christmas Eve, Holy Night, which is that reference to the old, hymn. And crazy thing about it is that Sayaru, the old school Yu-Gi-Oh monster, its original name is Holy Knight Dragon. Because its name there means Holy Knight. So, we actually take a look at Holy Knight Dragon himself, or herself, because I think Sayaru is a girl. We'll get into some more text for that, but first off, Siaru, known as Holy Knight Dragon in the LCG, is a light attribute dragon type normal monster with 2500 attack, 2300 defense. And its flavor text reads, a mystical dragon that burns away the unworthy with its mystic flames. This monster was in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, where it made a few appearances. First appearance was actually in the duels between Yugi and possessed bandit Keith. Keith was rescued by the Rare Hunters. Merrick put him under his control, had him track down Yugi. Him and Yugi had a duel, and this was one of the monsters that he summoned in the duel. Caught Yugi off guard because, when you're when you're battling Bandit Keith, Keith only uses machines. He's the machine duelist. But this caught Yugi off guard as one of the few monsters that he had in his deck that were not a machine type monster. This, the ritual card for Zero the Man, and then which is called Ritual Zero, and then Zero the Man himself. This monster was featured in a couple of sets, and I'll quickly go over it. As a common, it's in Turbo Pack 7 in Legendary Collection Joey's World, and that's worldwide. For his North American first release was Dark Duel Stories as a Prismatic Secret, as well as in Europe, it was released in Yu-Gi-Oh! Worldwide Editions, there with the Destined Duels, as a Prismatic Secret. Fun fact: each of those worldwide editions, and this is a thing for a lot of promos back then, where some of them did not always have the same sets of promos. Yeah, didn't know that either. Then in Japan, of course, it was also featured in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Stories 2, Dark Duel Stories. Duel Monsters 2, Dark Duel Stories. That's pretty much the original Japanese name. Duelist Rogue's Piece of Memory Yugi Moto as a secret and a Millennium Rare. And then it was part of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links deck guide for Yugi Moto Yami Yugi versus Seto Kaiba. So there's your little hits there. It was also featured as a monster that Taya used in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters mini-series. It was like 13, 14 episodes. It wasn't a big series, but it did feature Sayaru as her ace monster as a dragon that she did use in the series towards the later end. I forget what monsters each had, but yeah, each of them had one. Alright, now let's go on to these holy dragons. Let's actually take off the first one. This is Radiant Siaru, known in the OCG as the Dragon Shining on the Holy Night. Level 7 light attribute dragon type effect monster with 2500 attack, 2300 defense. If this card is normal or special summon, you can from your hand, you can target one card on the field and destroy it. This card cannot be destroyed by battle with a dark monster. It cannot be destroyed by a dark monster's effect. Once a turn, at the start of the damage step, when this card attacks an opponent's monster, you can banish that opponent's monster until the end phase. Also, this card can make one more attack in a row. Then we have Holy Knight Rail. This is, Rail. This is a level 4 light attribute fairy type monster with 1800 attack, 700 defense. You only use this card's first and second effect once per turn each. This card is normal summon. You can add one Holy Knight spell or trap from your deck to your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard to target one Holy Knight monster in your graveyard except for Holy Knight Rail and special summon it. The next monster is Holy Knight Astral. This is a level 4 light attribute fairy type monster with 500 attack, 2000 defense. In its effect reach, you can only use this card's first and second effect once per turn each. Quick effect, you can target one light monster you control, tribute it, and if you do, such as summon one level 7 light attribute dragon monster from your hand. You can banish this card from your grave, such as summon one level 7 light attribute dragon type monster from target one level 7 light attribute dragon type monster. It gains 1000 attack until the end of your opponent's turn. Then we have Holy Knight Famiel, level 4 light attribute fairy type monster, 1500 attack, 1000 defense. You can only use this card's first or second effect once per turn and only once that turn. When your opponent's monster attacks, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to summon level 7 light attribute dragon type monster from your hand. Quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one level 7 light attribute dragon type monster you control or have in your graveyard and return it to your hand. Then we move on to the spells. We have Holy Knight Bellfire. You can activate one card with this card's name per turn. Add one Holy Knight monster or one level 7 light attribute dragon type monster from your hand. And then, from your deck to your hand. Then if your opponent controls a dark monster, while you control no monster, you can special summon one level 7 light attribute dragon type monster from your hand. Then we have Holy Knight Sky, field spell. You can activate this card's second effect once per turn. During your main phase, when you can normal summon one Holy Knight monster or one level 7 light attribute monster from your hand in addition to your normal summon or set. You only gain this effect once per turn. If it faces a level 7 light attribute dragon type monster you control, is returned to your hand. During your turn, you can draw one card. Then we have the continuous spell. This is Holy Knight Nativity. It is a continuous spell card. You can activate one card's name. We can activate the first and second effect of this card once per turn and only once that turn. During your main phase, you can reveal one light fairy monster from your hand, and if you do, add one level 7 light attribute dragon type monster from your deck to your hand, then place the revealed card on the bottom of your deck. If your opponent activates a card or an effect, you can special summon one level 7 light attribute dragon type monster from your hand. We have the trap cards. This is Holy Knight Advent, continuous trap. You can only activate one card with this card's name's effect once per turn. During your main phase, you can activate one of these effects. Target one level 7 dragon type monster you control, return it to hand. Special summon one level 7 light attribute dragon type monster from your hand. And then the last is this trap card. This is Holy Knight Blast. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You can activate, your opponent activates a card or an effect. You can return one level 7 light attribute dragon type monster you control to your hand. Negate the effect, and if you do, destroy it. And here's a nice list of some level 7 light attributed monsters. You have some of your favorites like Odd-Eye Saber Slash. We have Heretic Dragon of Acer, White Dragon Ninja, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, and even the Light Swarm Michael. Some other additions are Arcbrave Dragon, Ceres V, the Ancient and Descended, Horizon Ryu. You guys remember Horizon Ryu? Also known as Crystal Burst Dragon, or I think Crystal Dragon. Then we have Photon Wyvern. We have Ciaru, of course. Light Ray Decitus, Kaiser Dragon, and shooting Riser Dragon. So those are some of the level 7 light attribute monsters. I think there's a few more, because if I'm not mistaken, one of these I think might be the retrain of what is it of what is it dark I would say darkness metal dragon. Oh, sorry about that. I would say darkness metal dragon. No, one of them is the retrain for Dark Arm Dragon, if I'm not mistaken. So, my overall look at this, my overall opinion is nice way to remember an old school Yu-Gi-Oh monster. I think this is always a common thing or factor for just Yu-Gi-Oh in general. Old school cards or old school cards, getting some new school support, getting some new school flavor. I wouldn't be surprised if we seen Ciaru getting a reprint or maybe getting a monster or getting some buffs, which would be nice. Especially here in the TCG, because you know that's cash, it's money for them. A lot of good control, a lot of good focus for those level 7 dragons. Just a lot of dragon support, which you take it or leave it. Let's be real, there are going to be various dragon decks that are going to abuse it. Not as abusive as Dragon Link, in my opinion, but don't take my words, for granted, because I wouldn't be surprised if Dragon Link players find some way to incorporate this, because, well, that's Yu-Gi-Oh for you. Um, I can't wait to see what more we'll get out of Section 10, and I think that this is an amazing buff to some monsters. I do believe there's going to be a TCG variation of Section 10 coming out. It's not going to be as good, which that's always a figure. But I hope we do see these in the future, and most likely they will have to rechange their names just to give them a different spark. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about the Holy Knight archetype and the, of course, upgrade to Ciaru and much more in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps out tremendously. The social media links are, of course, in the description box below, so check those out. Hit the notification bell so you guys be informed when I do upload more content. And I will catch you guys next time. HPJ signing out. Take care.